right, welcome to the broadcast. Glad you are with us. It is Wednesday night, July 17th, 2024. Gold is hitting a record. It did yesterday at least, and silver's not doing bad either. We got a lot of articles to get to. We're going to go to this one here. Stocks get hit amid sell-off in global chip makers, market wrap. We also have Musk to relocate SpaceX over new California trans law. Trump turns up the heat on Fed ahead of expected rate cuts. It's something that they know they shouldn't be doing, says Donald Trump. Markets are betting there's a 100% chance the Fed cuts rates in September. And we've already got that article. So there you go. All right, gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, good evening, Brannon.
Great to have you guys with us. Apparently, hey, this is a cute little video. I saw it, but I haven't heard the audio that goes with it. Let's play this. Apparently, this is little children in Uganda. I guess President Trump has become a global legend after the attempted assassination. This is the little children in Uganda apparently reacting or recreating the historic event. Watch this, guys. Here we go, boys.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Well, there you go. Trump is a global legend. Even the children in Uganda are recreating the historic moment. Have you guys, either one of you guys seen that?
No, first time.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? Now, here's another one real quick. Supposedly, Victoria Nuland. Let's see what Victoria Nuland, remember, she's the one that said something bad was going to happen to Russia, and then you had a bunch of Russians killed in a theater. So this woman is pretty good at telling us what's coming. She seems to like to be Mrs. Dr. Evil and tell us in advance what's coming. Here we go.
Our economy, et cetera. So I don't think that Donald Trump is going to be president. So if that's what Putin's betting on, he's going to get a unhappy surprise. I think that is number one.
All right. So the global elite clearly have something planned, gentlemen. I don't know what it is, but let's also not forget it was Chucky Schumer that said this.
He's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
Let me tell you, you take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them. And we need the intelligence community. We don't know what's going on. Look at the Russian hacking.
Yeah, so apparently, again, Chuck Schumer, we've played that before. Again, more evidence the Secret Service and the intel agency was behind this. Michael Yon was on my broadcast last night. He said point blank multiple times, I'm not discussing this any further. It's point blank. The Secret Service was behind the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Michael Yon, former military, former war correspondent. It was a incredible segment last night with him. Also one with J.J. Carroll, so many other. Mike Adams. Was there a second shooter? A lot. Where are the pictures? Where are the pictures of the shooter on the roof actually pulling the trigger? I'm not saying there aren't any, but where's the video footage? Everything now is him up there and people yelling at him. Where's the video footage of him actually firing? But we do now have reports that even the Secret Service is admitting, even the media in out there in Pennsylvania is admitting there were other counter snipers there on the ground. So again, there's a lot of questions to be asked here, gentlemen. And this all fits in with finances. And the reason why is because Donald Trump is saying, I'm not going to do a central bank digital currency. I'm not going there. He's standing up against the globalists and their DEI, their central bank digital currency, their open borders, their North American Union. He's standing up against all of it, and he's got to go, according to them. He's interrupting their plan to bring down America and roll America into their globalist New World Order. Michael Weiner, your thoughts?
That's true. He does stand in the way. This Nuland lady you're talking about, if you look at historically what she predicted in 2020, then that sort of tells me Trump's going to win. So I always love analysts because they seem to think people forget about what they said 4 years earlier or 4 days earlier. They just make comments. So I don't put any credence towards that. I think that there is a plan. We've got this with the WHO. We've got the New World Order. We got the CBDC. That's exactly why people are actually voting Trump in. They want to keep the sovereignty of this nation, which starts at our borders. I mean, it's the same group when they talk about the Democrats, they're looking at the one complete North American continent that's no borders. I mean, it's insanity, an identity crisis on our nation. If in fact this does go down the way that other people are looking at it, the republic is gone. If these people win this election and they get their way of what they want to do, then you can forget about the republic. It's gone. You'll have nationalized banks. You'll have nationalized social IRA programs where everybody's all in one bowl. And the only thing that you'll have any type of level of privacy with is owning gold and having it in your possession physically, because everything else won't matter. So this is not just a situation of financial security. This is your whole identity. The United States identity is sliding away. As far as the Secret Service and what they've done, I mean, when you watch a Secret Service director get up there, and I know Wes, who was a Marine, knows this is insanity. So the Secret Service director of the Secret Service is saying, well, we couldn't put a man on the roof because it was a sloped roof. Are you kidding me?
The other snipers were on a sloped roof. This woman's a liar, in my opinion, and she's captured. She's captured. She's compromised, in my opinion, or she's controlled. Whatever. She was supposedly put there by Jill Biden. Okay. Here's a new video. Every day somebody puts out another video just showing you how close it was. Look at this new video that's out there. This is gives us a whole new understanding, does it not? Watch this. Wow. Okay. Turned his head. Boom.
That's incredible.
Isn't that incredible?
It's sort of like if you ever been to Dallas and people who haven't been there go to the book depository, and then there's an X on the cement where President Kennedy was shot. You could have taken a snowball and hit him in the head, literally.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
And nowadays, Brannon, like I said before, is these conspiracy theories come about just because of incompetence. I mean, you don't have to be a security expert to say, when you went to check out that facility, you don't have to be a security expert to say, maybe we should put a few guys or gals up there on that roof.
And particularly now, because the reports today are the Secret Service and the security team had spotted him 3 hours before the assassination attempt. Now it's out today that his parents called 911 saying that their grown son was missing and they were concerned. And reportedly, their son had an AR-15 and was missing and they were concerned.
Yeah.
And yet they didn't beef up the security?
Yeah. And I'm sure you've seen the video of the gal trying to holster her pistol.
Oh, yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
I mean, it's, hey, maybe I'm sure she's a great lady, but again, they're checking the boxes. The director of the Secret Service, I guess the one thing that she's done is started hiring a whole lot of women. And I'm not saying that there aren't women out there that aren't qualified, but obviously this lady, if she can't it takes her more than 3 attempts to holster her pistol again, has no business.
She has there's no muscle memory. There's just constantly new video footage coming out every day, folks. It's wonderful because we need all this video footage for multiple reasons, for the citizens, journalists, and experts to examine and try to piece this together because the feds aren't. But here's a new one coming in. Apparently, this is after Trump arriving at the hospital and people are hearing that he was shot and they're being quite emotional about it. Listen to this.
We're front row and my friend saw blood coming out of his head.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
There he is.
Oh,
there he is. There he is. There he is.
There he is. Oh, thank God.
He's walking. He's walking.
They're quite happy he's alive. They were expecting the worst. Of course you would if you heard that, right? I mean, the video footage coming out each and every day is absolutely amazing. All right. Well, I guess we have to hurry along. Let's go to this one right here. Stocks get hit amid sell-off in global chip makers market wrap-up. Tell me about this, please, Wes.
This is semiconductors are taking a big hit today. NVIDIA is down 6%. Taiwan Semiconductors down 5%. ASLM Semiconductors down 11%. And they're taking a big hit today because the Biden administration is considering the most severe restrictions if companies such as Tokyo Electron and ASML keep giving China access to advanced semiconductor technology. And the Biden administration is even talking about putting sanctions on China as well, which and tariffs. And we think Biden or Trump would do that as well. So yeah, the semiconductor sector is taking a pretty big hit today in the market because of those statements.
Wow. Okay. What are your thoughts on that, Michael? Anything?
Well, I think that I think Biden putting any type of tariffs or anything on them is a joke. I don't think he'll do anything. I think Trump made some mention of it, but the stability of what's going on in the global marketplace when we talk about Taiwan and its involvement, if China does make a move on Taiwan, then you're going to see a situation in the chip market that'll be overwhelming. We'll lose a huge part of our market, and then you'll see ridiculous things happen within it. I think what Wes said is absolutely correct. I think that there is going to be further drawbacks coming down as we get closer to the election. I think there'll be more manipulation going around. It's all involved with the global market trying to manipulate things to get their man into office and not the man that belongs there. Period.
All right, let's go to this one. Musk to relocate SpaceX over new California trans law. Michael, what do you know about this? Or Wes, what do you know about this?
Well, Elon Musk has had enough. The California law regarding transgender rights in schools. He says that's the last straw. I'm sure the tax rate in California has a lot to do with that as well. But obviously he's had enough, and he's going to relocate his headquarters to Texas, and Texas will be collecting those taxes from his companies, and he probably can't get out of there fast enough.
I bet he can. Okay, let's go to another one. Let's see here. Trump turns heat up on Fed ahead of expected rate cuts. Quote, it's something that they know they shouldn't be doing, end quote. Did you read this article, Michael?
Yes, I did.
Tell me about it.
I said here the other day that they have no business lowering rates. The inflation rate is not better. It's not improved dramatically. We still have prices that are off the wall. We're still 20% plus 3, so that's 23%. They're doing it all for politics. They're all in the bag for the Democrats. They're all politically controlled. Trump knows it, and Trump's saying it, and that's why Trump didn't like Powell. And he's right. He should have got rid of him when he was there. Powell is a zero. We have not had a benign Federal Reserve, nor have we had a benign military, nor have we had a benign Justice Department, who are not supposed to be apolitical. They're all political. Everything that's involved with this administration is political. So they're not doing what's right. We're heading into a recession right now, and everybody sees it. That's why Jamie Dimon came out and said what he did about this, that it is wrong, that interest rates should not be going down, but they are going to be going down because it's a political move.
But it's also going to spike interest rates. I mean, spike inflation, correct?
It's for spike inflation. It's going to hurt the U.S. dollar, but they don't care. It's a good image. It's like this idiot who's their press secretary, KJP. What a joke. She comes on and says, oh, well, look, we sold 1 million barrels of oil, and oil prices were down and gasoline values were down for the 4th of July. Well, whoopee, you sold out of our strategic oil reserve to make oil prices go down. What is the strategic oil reserve? Nothing more than a little basket for Biden to get his hands on. And there's no comment, no press, nothing. Nothing has changed since they went to shoot Trump. Nothing. And we shouldn't say went to shoot him, they shot him. And I want to say one thing about Elon Musk that was mentioned that Wes went into. It's refreshing to see an honest billionaire. It's refreshing to see somebody stand up for what's right. And the state of California is gone. That place is a zero. I hope that people think they can take it back. And the people that still live there and take it, I give them credit. But it's absolute insanity. It's evil. Evil.
What I would love for Elon Musk to do a couple of months out from the election is a big data dump of X. Let's see some of these people's messages and stuff. What they've conspired behind the scenes to do to Donald Trump and the conservatives.
Yeah, absolutely. Fed Governor Chris Waller, in a new speech Wednesday titled "Getting Closer," suggested that the time for cuts is in fact drawing near. Quote, "While I don't believe we have reached our final destination, I do believe we're getting closer to the time when a cut in the policy rate is warranted," end quote. That's what he said in a speech at the Kansas City Federal Reserve. So there you go.
There are some people calling for a cut in July, the end of July. He's going to make another announcement July 31st, and there some people out there from Goldman Sachs saying, oh, he should cut in July. And the market is 100% behind a September cut. I mean, they've already baked that into the cake. They're planning on that cut to take place in September. You remember back last November, December, Brannon, we were talking about how they were going to start cutting rates right away, or at least the market was. And here we are in July, and there's still yet to be a single rate cut. So,
yep. Well, here's a news report on this expected rate cut. Watch this clip, please.
And the latest market moves. Amy Kong, Corient partner. Amy, actually, I just want to start right there. You heard Julie and I talking. You look at the indexes showing green today, but small caps, Amy, that is a subject of a lot of conversation. They are working again. What does it tell you, Amy, just about the broader market here?
Yeah, Josh, it's a great question. I appreciate that. I think we're basically seeing another episode where investors are more risk on, hopeful that the Fed is going to cut this year. And in essence, we've seen that episode play out a few times, starting from the beginning of the second quarter, where investors have been really just wavering back and forth in terms of what the Fed is likely to do and how soon they'll do it. Whether or not this is a sustainable rally, that's something that I would be continuing to watch. Essentially, you've got small caps and some of the cyclicals performing better in recent days. But I think the Fed continues to be super data dependent. And while the Fed is likely not going to cut in July, we're talking about September, there's still 2 more inflation data points to come between now and then. And if any of those data points start to either plateau or reverse to any degree, I think the Fed starts to hesitate a little bit again. So whether, again, this is a sustainable rally, I would say just be mindful, watch it carefully, and not necessarily conclude that this is more sustainable than not.
So this is a really interesting point, because the market now seems to be, okay, September it is. And your message is, let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? That it's not a certainty, even though the market is pricing it in that way.
I think that's a fair statement, Julie. And, all this year we've seen that happen, not so much in the first quarter, but in the second quarter. The market's focus has, again, just been back and forth, whether it's on monetary policy. It was offset by a decent earnings season. And now, as we're getting closer to whatever the Fed said more recently about, not having to wait for the data points to hit 2%, maybe they'll cut a little bit sooner than that. You've got also a lot of other central banks already cutting rates around the globe. There's pressure on the Fed. And so, again, that momentum is shifting more to monetary policy. All
right, let's stop it right there. Let's talk about this waiting for it to hit 2%. Explain that to our audience. What is it they're waiting? Are they waiting in the inflation rate to hit 2%? Because how many of us, and what is that a time frame? The 2% from when? When did the clock start for watching this 2%? Because I think it's all garbage. You and I all know that the the inflation rate is much, much higher than the government's telling us. But when did this 2% clock start, and when are they looking for that to arrive? Because that's what she just said, did she not, Michael?
Yes, well, that's what they've been saying what's disgusting about the whole thing is nobody deals with the damage that has been done. They have not dealt with the 20% rise since Biden's been in office. They're talking about this 2 to 3%. Instead of going up 3%, it's going down to 2%. But nobody has dealt with the problem.
So this is a big distraction by the media. The media is all using this same, again, the Mockingbird media is all using this 2%, 2%, 2%, drilling into the average American that don't believe your eyes at the grocery store, that this is crazy, that it's really only 2%. Am I wrong to say that the Mockingbird media, all of them talk about this 2% is a way to confuse the American people, that we're not really talking about what's been a 20% rise since Biden came in?
Exactly. And what's really disgusting is that the people in the Republican Party deal with it all the time. Your eggs have gone up, your groceries have gone up. Anybody that goes shopping knows it's gone up. If you go to dinner, they know it's not 2%. You know, the price of a loaf of bread hasn't gone up 2%, it's gone up probably double. And some of these numbers, even at 20%, is skewed. It's all skewed. And Biden, about 3 weeks ago, was the one that said we need to lower rates. And here we are, right after that, here comes the idiot and all their little marching band of fools. To me, I agree with John F. Kennedy, who was a Democrat. Get rid of the Federal Reserve. It's nothing more than a political basketball. That's why.
And the other Democrat that was against it was Andrew Jackson of my great state of Tennessee, who actually did away with a central bank. Yep. And of course, they censured him for it. And yet we didn't listen and got the Federal Reserve in 1913. And they tried to kill him 2 or 3 times.
But he was a fast draw.
There's a lot of similarities, as we've talked about for years. There's a lot of similarities between Donald Trump and Andrew Jackson. And now there's another one. They tried to kill Andrew Jackson. They tried to kill Donald Trump.
Correct. And
Michael,
they also,
I'm sure Trump would rather not have that that one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you want to say, Wes?
Yeah, this inflation thing, again, the whole 2% thing is a big joke. I went to the grocery store yesterday, Brannon. I picked up some strawberries, some bread, some ground beef, a couple of things of soda, some salad, a few other things. But my shopping cart was, basically empty, and it was $80. So again, everyone's paying more at the grocery store. Everything across the board is costing more money. And this, it's all smoke and mirrors. Our federal government, when they report these numbers, it's ridiculous. And it's just a big joke. Yep.
By the way, this has just been posted by one well-known trusted source. Look at this. This is reportedly 1 hour before the shooting, Crooks, the shooter, walking around the building and looking up. Look at this, folks. Wow. Let's do that again. Wow. I mean, the video footage, folks, it's just going to keep coming, because the thing is, the crowd that has that video footage they're pro-Trump, and they're ticked, to put it nicely. They're ticked. And all of those people are going to be loading every bit of piece of footage they can, and rightfully so. As Michael Yon and Mike Adams last night were telling everybody to load it up to Twitter, load it up to Brighteon. Mike Adams, who owns Brighteon, said, load all your footage up to Brighteon. We're not going to delete anything. We're going to save it all. So any footage you have from around town, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before, Michael Yon is saying on my interview last night at worldviewtube.com, load it all up, because you may not think there's something there, but as we study and look at it, and others study and look at it, we might be able to see cars, license plates, things that we want to know and see about. So load all your footage from that day, folks, to Brighteon.com. Load it all to Twitter, but certainly Brighteon, because people like Michael Yon and Mike Adams all want to scan through it. Michael, what do you make of that? Here we go. Brand new today. The shooter walking around 1 hour before.
That doesn't surprise me. What really amazes me is that this guy got away with what he did. He went up on the roof. The policeman saw him and ducked because he thought he was going to get shot, and he jumped out of the way. And then I don't know why they didn't react, but this whole thing stinks. What's also a big thing that stinks is that Barack Obama, when he was just a candidate, when he went around and talked, at the big crowds, they put a glass dome around him, triple thick glass dome around him, clear, so it looked like he was out in the open, but he wasn't. Even when he was president, they had this same glass wall around. Where's this glass wall for Trump? They could have done it. The Secret Service has access to it. They're the one that had it. Why didn't they do that? I don't get it. I really don't. I think Trump is going to continue to do events, but I think he's going to do it in stadiums. I don't think he's going to do it outside anymore.
Well, I think he's got one planned for Michigan, and the press report I read on it said the doors open at set time. Well, if doors open, that tells me it's going to be inside. I think he's done doing outside rallies for the rest of this campaign.
Yes.
Yeah. Brannon, I saw a headline that they were able to get into the shooter's phone. Have you heard anything about?
Last I heard, they were not able to get into his phone. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But they don't want him getting the phone because they don't want. They're not going to release the fact that he's communicating with the FBI. He's maybe they have gotten into it now. But again, I showed a news report last night where a father came out. I think this was like 2017, whatever it was. Logan, look it up. It's in my email. If you would please, FBI going after a boy that was schizophrenic. He'd been in and out of mental hospitals since 16. He was over 18. His parents had guardianship over him. And the FBI kept sitting there informant over picking him up, giving him a car, giving him access to, quote, explosives, trying to encourage this kid to be a terrorist so they can get their white male extremist terrorist numbers up. And the father came out and was blowing the whistle that this was a complete FBI setup. They knew their son had schizophrenia. They knew that he had issues, and they were totally setting him up. My question is, what's going on with this kid? This kid reportedly was a dietary specialist, okay? He was a dietary specialist, told his boss and coworkers, I'll be back. I got to go do something important. I'll be back on Sunday. What was he told he was there doing? What was he supposed to be there doing? What was he told? What was he hired and paid to do? What did he think he was being recruited for, right? And again, where's the video footage of him actually squeezing off rounds? Is this kid a patsy? I don't know. And if he is a patsy, what did he think he was doing? Well, I'm afraid we're never going to find out.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it's unfortunate. They did get into his phone yesterday night.
They did get into it?
It was announced they did. Nothing substantive yet, but they are in his phone now.
All right. And here's video footage. Secret Service and state police scrambling as there was no apparent contingency plan to get the reactionary squad into the grounds. This is how great their planning was.
Hit it like you mean it.
Wow, can you believe they're that? I mean, that's a mess. What a mess, folks. Yeah. What a mess. All I can tell you
I'm guessing that was after the shots were fired?
Oh, yeah, absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. All right, get your free packet of information on how to put gold into your IRA, folks. Again, get some of your assets off the table. Secure. We don't give financial advice. I give financial opinion. Starts with doing your due diligence. Get that free packet of information from Wes Peters, Mike Weiner. Just text Wes and say, hey, I want that free, no obligation packet of information about commodities, precious metals, putting gold into my IRA, folks. Do not be under the thumb of these globalists. Do not be under the thumb of the banking mafia and elite. 602-558-8585. Thanks for watching. Take care.